and place it on top of his head. Try not to overlap too much, just so it looks human, and that looks pretty good. Next we're going to work on the features on his face. We're going to start with his eyes. Now, his eyes are circles, but we really stretch him out to be very oval shaped, like this, like so. Now, I always make the eyes shape before I put them on the face. However, sometimes when I put them on the face, I decide they are still too big. That's why you want to put things against the character, just so you can do a size test. And we're going to color that in. Toby's eyes are a clear blueberry blue. Right there. Now, we'll drag that up as well. And I think that's the best we can do. Oh, that's really good. And we're going to copy that and paste that. Try to move them a good distance apart, one on one side, one on the other. And you have your two eyes. Now for the mouth. Mouth is extremely simple. It's one line. Try to get it as horizontal as you can. And not too long, not too short. Place it below the eyes. Most of the time on anime, when I'm making anime characters such as this, I don't give them noses. But don't worry, people, they can still breathe. Now we're going to add some of the details on his clothes. First thing we're going to do is we're going to make a triangle. And we're going to shape it out a little like that. We're going to color it in spring green. And we're going to flip it upward. So now it's a down-facing triangle. We're going to actually scrunch it a little more. And that'll be his bandana there. His little scarf. Some actually say it's an area where his jacket is open, and the green shirt he's wearing is revealed. I'll move this a little closer for you. So, yeah. And then, starting to get into the interesting transformation that we get into after Toby has found out of his destiny. He starts wearing this belt. The belt actually holds on his magic pouch, which holds all the weapons he's been gaining throughout the series that the elders have given him, as well as the Comland gems. That seems about good size. It's good to scale against the original model, but as well as good as that is, it's good to also scale against your current model, because not every model is going to be exactly the same as the original. As you can see here, Toby's hair is a little smaller, his shoes are a little smaller. It's never going to be perfect, is what I'm saying. And we're going to color that in. It's an interesting color. It's up in the left corner here, complete left corner, upper left. And it is called Cayenne. It's a mixture of brown and red. I use it in a lot of volcano scenes, kind of as solid or molten rock. But it's also good for leather or clothing made items. And that'll go along his waist. Put it down just around there. And as you know, in the center, this yellow square is a buckle. We're going to make the buckle. And we're going to make it, it's a fairly small, very, very small square. And it's the same height as the belt itself. If I can get it. Yep. And it goes right in the center of his belt, right there. And we're going to color that in lemon yellow because it's a shiny brass buckle, if you've ever seen belt buckles. And it's good. Looks good. Now, one last thing, one last detail here. Can you tell what that is? That would be his sword. As you see, his sword is in a sheath right now, which is hung upon his back. You might not know, but all sword shapes, and actually all spear shapes as well, are just stretched out pentagons. So I'm going to turn it this way, and I'm going to stretch it out a lot. Not too long enough to hold the sword. And we're going to move that back so it looks like it's strung on his back, perhaps by some belt, but no one's really sure. And one of the interesting things, I'm going to ungroup this for a second and show you. One of the interesting things about Toby's sword is even when upon his back, his sword is actually in his sheath. So during the animation, I actually do have the sword within the sheath, as you can see here. So I'm going to show you how to make the sword as well. What you want to do is copy that same pentagon you just made. You will color it in brown, and you're actually going to need a slider for this one. But you're going to slide it lighter, 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 till it's almost like a orange. Sorry. Sorry. Till it's almost like an orangish red there. That gives it its coppery look. Right there. Actually gonna make it a little shorter. It's not like a big, huge, long sword. Next we're going to make the handle, which is the last step. The handle, what he holds it by whenever he's fighting there, is blue. It has a bit of a strange shape. First of all, it is a... Let's see... It is a square. An interesting shape. It's a square. And we're going to color that in blueberry. And then before we tilt it, we're going to add a rounded square. Some people may think this is a circle, but it actually is a rounded square. And we're going to move that in front, so it looks like there's a plate surrounding the handle, and we'll color that in blue as well. And we're going to group that. Whenever you want to group something, highlight all the objects you want to group, and then there's a group button way up here. I don't know if you can see the cursor. Hold on, I'll move this. It's actually tied down here, but yes, there's a group button right here, and you will group it. And then the last part, for the last part here, you will rotate it, stick it on the back of your sword, group the sword, move it back, and put it right in the scabbard, the sheath. I sometimes call it the sheath, I don't know why, but anyway, now it's in the scabbard. You have a pretty good version of Toby right there next to the real Toby. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching, and stay tuned, because there might be a possible sequel. I'm going to call it Calmland Amulets, and I'm probably going to use a 3D animation graphics tool to create it as well. I'm going to look that up over the summer. And once again, thank you for watching, and have a good day.